Man spreading? You mean because there's dangly things between our legs?
No.
It's one of the only things that I can spread with good conscience these days, considering that there's things you don't want to spread right now. Yeah.
Ooh.
Speaking of that, if you blow your nose and blood comes out, is that okay?
I mean, it's supposed to happen every time, right? Pretty normal. You don't? No.
I'm like,
It's not a thing. You all don't have that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, there's plenty.
I suppose you're not spent.
All right, take two.
Hello,
Marker. Take two.
I wonder how many times when guys are doing the marker thing, do they actually pinch their finger and have to redo it all again? Ah, dang it!
Put your nose right there.
Let's see if it actually resumes the stream or if it starts a new one.
It did say stream completed, but we've also been going for 1:20. So which is it, YouTube?
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That'd be cool if it patched.
Is it a virus or a disease? That's what I want to know.
It can only be one.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Unless you're a certain news media outlet that likes to call it both.
Yeah. We just wanted to have fun today because everybody's taking things so seriously. Why are you so serious?
Yeah. Why so serious?
Yeah.
What's up, Zachary? What's up, Bass Reich?
Yeah. After
Hello
the
there.
quarantine and everything, you want to know how I got these twins?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, a lot of people are starting to quarantine up. And what do you do? Well, you hang out with the trio and you do a little ATI action and answer some questions. And you guys can play along at home. That's right.
Yeah.
We've got Artisan K. What's up, Artisan K?
I'm alive and well.
And SureShot. What's going on,
Hey.
SureShots? For anybody that doesn't know these two, there you go.
As you can see, I'm social distancing right now. There's at least 4 or 5 inches in between us. So
Well, you don't see
oh
the
no, that's
invisible
it. I'm out.
barriers.
You know what would be not funny? Is if we all actually got sick sometime over the next
Couple
couple
days.
weeks and we're like, can't do live streams because we all came down with the
Yeah.
COVID.
Well, we can still do live streams in a sense because we all be quarantined together.
We're all
That's
we're all
true.
remote in. No. At that point, they're going to change the amount of allowable people together to 2. So then
I know, and I'd be like, sorry, kids. Like
Yeah.
I have to throw them outside.
you got a full house.
Sorry,
I don't think
guys.
It's gonna work very well.
The
but-
government says you can't live with me anymore.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second.
On the
CDC
street.
just put it on Facebook. We're not allowed to be more than one person in a room at a
Yeah,
time.
on the
That's
street.
it.
I'm sorry, you have to be homeless now.
Well, they can all just stay in their rooms.
Mhm.
Play on their phones.
large families. I'm sorry,
Yeah, right.
have to move out.
Way to
My
encourage
mom's family
segregation,
would've
government.
So yeah. So how are the two of you doing?
I'm out of work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
You got temporarily laid off.
Yeah, temporary layoffs.
That's why you're back here.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why
So
I'm
you're
back.
back here. So you're back. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to grab the thingies over there?
Ew,
Thingies.
what?
Let's show that. So that's kind of fun.
Let's do one at a time.
Oh, come on, Vanna White it.
So yeah, Vanna White. So we got some new pod mics. So these are pretty dope, actually. We're gonna have 3 of these. But Amazon shut down the rest of my order.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas to me.
Merry podcast.
Yeah.
Live stream.
This mixer board is going to be our salvation, I think. So
Yeah.
we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah. My new dope single's about to hit pretty soon too, so get ready for that. It's fire.
Sir, mix sometimes.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, let's see if I can figure out how many poops people are on
I see 3
right now. No, it actually shows how many people.
I see people actually on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how many peeps.
If things continue to go this way, you know what I see? Dead people.
You see dead people. Oh, there we go. We just weren't. We're over enough.
We should
Over
discuss
enough.
our plans for the near future when this all hits more fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna
Well,
do?
depending on the industry you're in, I know some people are going to be shut down for a while and wonder what the heck and to change things up. Whereas I think mine's actually going to start taking off a little bit more. So we'll see how that all pans out. But
Yeah.
Pandemics.
I guess it just depends on.
I do a lot of house calls, so
Yeah.
I think people are going to like that.
With
Yeah.
a mask on.
Grande Verga. How are the mattress sales? I think people don't know that we're open. I'm like,
Yeah.
would you like a mattress with a little free COVID-19?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Courtesy of us, we give
Yeah.
you a little free
You have
COVID.
a sign on your door
You cuddle
saying,
with
we don't
it?
have 10 people here yet.
You could
Well, the thing is we are open, and there's only a couple salespeople, and we are taking extraordinary measures to keep everything highly sanitized. I mean, we're spraying every bed. We've got head towels,
fumigations galore.
Yeah, we're wiping everything down. We're disinfecting everything. I'm like, it is as clean gets. Like, but people don't know that. Plus, they just assume we're closed.
Yeah.
So people are just like, they're calling. They're like, can we do a phone order? And I'm like, yeah, we can. Do
everybody
that.
around you
need
closed,
to, but
so.
sure, we can.
But I mean, you could come down, and they're like, we don't need the coronavirus from you. Thank you, though.
What?
So I don't know.
I'm sorry. I plan on
really
picking that up from Walmart when I'm going to look for TP.
Yeah. We do courtesy COVID coatings on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a courtesy.
Yeah. Plastic sheets.
You know the rust protection you get on the underside of your car when you buy a brand new vehicle? Well, you get a free COVID coating with this bed.
Yeah. Eagle Eye, what's up from Germany? I hope you guys are ducking tail down there. You guys are kind of in a hotbed.
You're not right next to.
Yeah, you're kind of near some of the stuff that's going down. I mean, Germany's pretty close, so kind of keep your tail down a little bit there. Matt B, what's up, brother? Finally able to catch a stream. Grande Verga, you be careful this stream, man. I have a feeling you're going to be ruffling some feathers this stream. But anyway, we're gonna
all of your mattress supporters out there are going to be very offended.
I know, right?
What's your number? I don't care.
Yeah, my number's 19. COVID-19.
Yeah.
At least there's always something going on in the news these days.
Jason says it's good to see us back again.
Yeah. Boys are back in town.
Boys are back. The boys are back.
So, we just wanted to have fun. We wanted to give somebody, some of the people out there, something to watch and have some fun with.
Yeah.
Give them something.
Yeah. Throw in the comments real quick. Who's actually quarantined right now? Has anybody's governor actually said they're going to announce it that way, or are they still just holding back to wait on Trump for that one? I've seen a few comments today from people that make it sound like they're actually quarantined. So I'm like, well, I haven't heard an announcement about that yet. That must be an isolated incident. Other than the fact that we do already have. Which one? The Army Reserves already showed up in Telluride of all places. They've already started walking street corners.
That is kind of our hotbed in Colorado.
They travel.
There's like 22 cases, and Telluride's tiny.
They travel.
So 22 cases in that tiny little town is kind of high. And that
just brings that joke even more, makes it more relevant now. Whenever you're driving there, I've driven to Telluride. It's a pretty cool little town, but on the way there, I've had a couple people reference it as to hell you ride.
That John Denver's full of
stuff, man. But to hell you ride is actually more accurate now.
Yeah, it's more of the eastern slope.
I was just in Telluride last year. That's actually where I stay whenever I go. Whenever I go down to like Ridgeway, because I stay in Telluride, and then we drive over the mountain to go to Ridgeway. But Ridgeway's it's pretty, but it's not.
If you were saying you went to Mountain Village, then that's ritzy. Who could afford that?
Well, we have a friend that owns a house in Telluride, and they kind of loan it to us for free. He's a doctor.
They have an interesting term for people like that up there. I'm not rich. I'm not well off. I'm a second homeowner.
Yeah. I'm like, hey,
this isn't where I normally stay. This is my second.
Well, I just know
home.
that celebrities go there as far as visiting for skiing and such. So I'm sure they travel a lot.
Well, whenever we have film festivals around here, too.
So we had this marriage retreat up there. It was really fun, and my wife and I were actually teaching a course. We had a course we were teaching 3 times over that weekend, and so we needed a place to stay, and of course we could stay anywhere. But they said, hey, since you're going to be up there and teaching a course, if you want, we have a house in Telluride. It's not they were like, it's not a big deal. It's kind of a cabin. If you want to stay in our cabin. And I was like, oh, okay, so big deal. I mean, if you have a room in a cabin, that's fine. I'd be fine. We're not beggars can't be choosers. It'll be okay. We show up. It's a 3-story house.
Just a cabin.
It's a 3-story house.
It's just a mini mansion.
Yeah, it's a mini mansion. And they're like, it's just a cabin. Their definition of a cabin is it has wood siding.
Except for the shape.
It has wood siding. That was their definition of a cabin. It had wood siding.
Are you hanging stuff on the wall that's like copper or dead animals?
I know. I'm like, no, it's a cabin because
gotta do the dishes manually with over 15 different kinds of
They didn't have a TV, so it was a cabin. It didn't have a TV.
Did you guys eat spaghetti?
Does Telluride have a Sleep Number store? No. Sleep Number only has one store on the entire western slope of Colorado. Half of all of Colorado, and it's just me. I have the entire house.
This is the gang.
You and your 2 to 3 employees.
Yeah.
Holding it down.
We holding it down.
Nobody wants to sleep during
Matt B. Amen, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Jason? I'm in southwestern Ontario, beautiful farm and cottage country. No worries here yet, though. But the media hype, people going nuts. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, who
That's
wants
the biggest problem I have with
who
all
wants
of it.
to be a
media
millionaire?
hype? Yeah. All right. Who wants to
Kick
start
things
this
off?
thing off? Yeah. Who wants to start?
From left to right. What's the good one to get started with? Here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. We do this, right?
Oh, right.
Like idiots, we do this.
We only did it a couple times before, but since it's a thing,
All
I
right.
was sorry.
And whoever loses goes first or something like that. All right. 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
On 3.
On 3, sure.
1, 2, 3. Ha ha. Well, I win, so I go
Oh,
first.
yeah. Whoever gets like.
I said loser goes first, but I won both of you.
Yeah, whatever. It's situational. Whatever we need at the time, right?
Okay.
Let's go counterclockwise.
And I think we should mix it up. I'm going to ask the question, and the two of you have to answer.
Oh,
okay.
That's how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We
do anyways.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. It
doesn't make it a thing.
Doesn't really matter, but I got 4 questions, and you'll each answer. But you can start it
You
off.
can say it's
but you'll both
gearing
answer.
towards
Yeah.
somebody, like certain
Okay.
people.
Who do you want to represent you in trial by combat?
Trial by
combat.
Do they have to be a real person or a character?
Look at.
Yeah, I see. I understand where it's coming from, and I would totally pick the mountain. But
Trial by combat. Who are you
And the
picking?
actual-
You wouldn't pick
person.
Oberyn Martell when he's a
Oberyn
little less
Martell.
distracted?
Ah!
If
he was the Mandalorian,
if his whole
yes.
family hadn't been murdered horribly and raped and all of that,
if he was the
might have-
Mandalorian, I would totally
True.
take
Yeah,
him.
the Mandalorian. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
especially with a jetpack.
Yeah, now that he has one.
Yeah,
Where you at, Mandalorian with a jetpack?
yeah.
Yeah. It's anyone, yeah.
Anybody.
Trial by combat.
It's a hard one because there's a lot of people that I prefer in this situation. You could have Maximus Decimus Meridius. That guy could kick some serious.
All guys
butt.
bent on revenge. Yeah, something like in that regard, I guess I would say Deadpool's a good one, but it had to be
Deadpool's
Deadpool
kind
2, not Deadpool
Well, it doesn't
1.
matter.
Because he's got to have a reason for revenge and, have that justice-filled
he's
mindset
got
and mentality that he'd
superpowers.
really fight for you.
I might as well have Superman fight for me.
Yeah,
at that
right.
point, 'cause
Well, no, you wouldn't want Superman to fight for you. He'd just stand there all passively and not be his regular. He'd be his regular
I
Superman
guess it depends on who's fighting against him at that point. Just keep punching me, you're gonna
The
wear yourself
sanctity
out.
of human life is
Yeah.
too great here. I cannot fight on your behalf.
Is there any
Dang it.
limitations? I mean, you could really have anyone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Incredible Hulk. I mean, it really doesn't matter, does it?
Thor.
Third.
There? Nah.
I want to have
You'd want to look in the mirror the whole
you
time.
fight for me.
No,
Yeah,
you don't.
I think that would be great.
No.
Because you can take on a midget gladiator, no problem.
That's right. We've already established that.
So why
Come
not?
here, dude. I'm gonna drop kick you.
I never drew the
And
picture.
a small mountain lion.
Yes, man.
We've already established that.
And a cheetah.
And some wolves with 8 bullets. We've
Exactly.
already established
This
that.
man is gonna fight for
I
me.
wouldn't want 10 bald eagles to help me out because apparently I could kill them all. So
Yeah.
that wouldn't work.
That works perfect.
Hmm.
Otherwise, like I said, there's so many fictional characters. Let's try to think of somebody like, how about
That's
Tyson
right.
Fury?
I mean, if we
Yeah.
want to go more real world, like I wouldn't be able to pick a Superman or whatever, but still a fictional character. But yet, I guess I probably want Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I can't stand to fly.
Arnie in his prime. That'd be a
That's
good
right.
one.
Trial by combat. I picked my mom. She'd kill anyone before you put it down on me. I know, right? Moms, man.
Don't mess with your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moms are crazy.
I
They're
know,
like,
right?
I get you.
Yeah,
My
some-
mom armed with a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
let me punish you a time or
She
two.
pinched me to death.
Yeah.
No,
Or for some moms, it's a flip flop too. I guess that's a.
I think maybe
more
like right
Latino
now,
thing.
maybe like Tyson Fury, considering hopefully he's not
Oh,
doping,
yeah.
but maybe 6'9" Tyson
Hopefully he's not
Fury.
what?
He's not doping.
Oh, he's obviously not.
So just saying, that's the conspiracy.
6'9" monster like that loses a little bit of weight. Suddenly it's got to be dope. It's like no. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like he's 6'9", he's a monster, and
Mhm.
I would say without boxing gloves,
Oh yeah,
be a
bare
lot
knuckle.
crazier. Yeah.
Street rules, bar rules,
Well,
whatever you want to call it.
So
Mhm.
trial by combat.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing. Like, what are you gonna give him? Like, with weapons? No weapons? Then yeah, sure, no weapons in a fist fight. Tyson Fury, fictional character. Maximus Decimus Meridius. Comic book character, probably Superman, just because nobody can beat Superman.
Dude.
Unless it's Bruce Wayne under the right circumstances.
Yeah, and he's like, what?
I do
Pull out his
Mandalorian.
kryptonite ring.
Mandalorian.
And
Yeah.
Mandalorian, if it's Star Wars universe, yeah,
No.
Yeah, Mandalorian.
probably could take anybody out. I don't know. I do like Darth Vader though. It'd be kind of cool to have him fight for
yeah.
trial by combat.
Or,
Just start
or
choking
Baby,
the guy.
Or Baby Yoda.
I find your lack of ability disturbing.
Yeah. Oh,
Baby Yoda, he'd win because of cuteness.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
They
Oh,
would-
we did.
I mean, who's going to hit him? They'd be
Yeah.
like, well,
You just melted my heart. I can't. fight you
Jason
now.
punching him.
Do the
Yeah,
magic
right.
hand.
Jason
Punching him,
Sudeikis
yeah.
punching him.
Punch him in the
Otherwise-
bag.
If it's
He's
Star
like,
Trek, if it's the Star Trek universe, I'll probably pick Spock. is my trial by combat.
A
mock time.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably want Worf.
Worf. Oh yeah, Worf. I forgot about
Mhm.
Worf. What am I
Yeah.
thinking? What about Data? I mean, Data's
Data's technically stronger than Worf,
yeah,
but
he's an
again,
android.
depending on all the circumstances, would he actually go, fight for your honor in that way?
Well, if you're friends, of course I would,
Friends.
Jordy.
Well, true.
Yeah.
True. You're
Yeah.
friends, yeah.
Make friends with the android first.
All right.
I'll
Well,
tell you what. Don't.
So yeah, I think it's kind of a smattering. I guess it'd probably be like,
That's
I
a
think
tough question.
I think Deadpool would be entertaining too because
Sure.
you'd be talking the guy to death before
Sure.
they'd probably ever even fight.
Sure. But even Spider-Man would be a good,
Yeah.
fighter for you.
Mhm.
Spider-Man's pretty strong.
yeah.
Took out Thanos originally.
You
in
could
the
say
comics.
Captain America and just be annoyed the whole time.
Yeah.
What about
That's America's butt, right?
what about in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes?
Oh,
If
there
you had
you
to
go.
pick a character in the game, Star Wars Galaxy
Well,
of
see,
Heroes.
I don't know what the game's
Since
like.
that's our target audience is the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes
I don't-
players.
I don't know the game's like
You-
power.
you know a lot of the
stuff.
I guess
know
if
the
we're talking
characters,
currently, then I'd be gassy. I'd have a lot of gas. Yeah.
You'd have gas.
Not my favorite character by any means. Not who I'd want. I wouldn't want Wanakin to fight for me. But
I would have Rey,
when
the brand new
Well, she's not.
Galactic
Nobody has her
Legend
yet,
Rey.
so we
That's
can't
why
say
I
that.
would have her.
Mm,
Galactic Legend Rey.
Cup, perfect, love it.
Oh,
Cup, Gamorrean Guard, Ugnaught,
Revan.
oh,
Jedi Counselor.
straight up. I would have a supercharged Cup.
Cup, yeah.
He would
that'd
just
be great.
stun,
Mhm.
stun,
See, I don't know anything.
stun.
I know the
Stun.
characters, but I don't know what they do in the game. So
He would stun everybody. Cup. He
Yeah.
would lock
give
you
me
down.
3PO.
Okay, you could have
I
3PO.
mean, because otherwise, if we were to pick somebody who I'd want to defend me in that situation, well, it'll be Jedi Knight Luke, which
Yeah.
we don't have.
Yeah,
you
don't
know,
have him. Doesn't exist
No.
in the game. So
Sure.
Jedi Master Luke, which we
Yeah.
don't have,
Or
which
Grandmaster.
we're probably not going to get. So I
Yeah.
mean, if we're going with current meta, yeah, obviously, General Anakin Skywalker. If we're
Right.
talking about somebody who I'd actually want, well, yeah, it'd be
the game, the character, it doesn't exist.
character doesn't exist yet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Alright.
supposedly.
It does exist in the universe,
see.
but not in the game.
Give us
Move
a
in my
question.
direction. All
Yeah,
right,
might
let's
as
see
well.
here.
To the left, to the left. He's left-handed, so to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left.
Well, we've already gone something. We'll change gears here a little bit.
Switch gears for a
Switch
minute.
gears.
All right. So, what would you pick to be the title of your autobiography?
What would you do?
Autobiography being the one you write about yourself.
I would call it Cars on Fire.
Story time.
That was too easy of a question.
Story time with Warrior. Yeah, that would be easy. That would be easy. Story time. That was pretty simple.
Or you can say Hearts
And
on
you?
Fire.
What would your autobiography be?
How not to overthink.
Yeah.
Don't
Don't read too much into this book.
Yeah, right.
People like first two
Yeah.
pages. Well, he told me not to.
Just a little,
Yeah, it's
just
like-
a little light reading.
You read the back of it. That's all I needed to know. I don't want to.
Well, it's kind of a synopsis of the bio. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't overthink this. This is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
told me
the,
not
the
to.
synopsis is the only
The
part
book's
of the book.
like this thick.
Everything else is just blank pages.
The book's like this thick, super shallow read.
Super thin
Like
paperback.
one word
Don't
on
pay
each
attention
page.
to
What
that
the-
world.
It kind of like
Don't
don't sweat the
be
small
shallow.
stuff, only with less words.
All right.
You know?
Yeah, less wordy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's too wordy.
Less wordy.
Oh, upside down.
Oh, upside down.
Upside down cake. All right, you're gonna love this. This is for
Okay.
both y'all.
All right.
I was actually thinking of him
All
because
y'all.
I probably, you probably did this more recently.
Hmm.
What movie most recently made you cry?
Oh,
It's for all the ladies out there.
ladies, all 3% of you who
all
watch.
single ladies. All
Because
single
only
ladies.
3% of my audience is female,
Why
and
is that,
97%. 97%
It
is
wasn't
male.
tears of joy, but tears of agony.
Well, it
The
doesn't matter.
The Last Jedi.
No, you didn't cry.
Tears of
during
agony.
that. You wanted to cry, bro.
I wanted to cry.
Trying to think about what
Come on.
movie was like emotional.
Hmm.
Trying to think
Hmm.
about what movie.
Well, see-
I could tell you what I guess if you could even call it a movie. I mean, technically it's not a movie, but
It's a movie. It's
but
a
the,
movie.
the
It might have been a
Gabriel
movie
the Gabriel Fernandez, the Trials of Gabriel Fernandez on Netflix. Dude, if you watch that and you listen to his story of what happened and you're not moved, like
You mean Aaron Hernandez?
No, that's
Gabriel
a different one. I
Gabriel
was not crying by
Fernandez.
that.
It's a little 8-year-old boy that was literally tortured to death
Yeah.
by
okay.
his mother and stepfather. And
Eesh.
I mean, they fed him cat litter. They held him in a little box. They made him sit in there. He had to sleep in the little box. They beat him. They put their cigarettes out on him. They literally beat him to death. They tortured him for like almost a year.
And these people want reproductive rights. I mean, really.
Well, the boyfriend was put to death. I mean, he's still on death row right now. He hasn't technically been put to death. He's on death row.
25
and then
years
mom was put to life in prison with no possibility of parole.
That's good. At least they,
Yeah, and it's on Netflix, and it is a absolute horrible story. But it does showcase the terrifying California system that is the California system of
child care,
child protective services, and kind of the problems they have with there. In fact, while they were like filming this, another couple of children had died. In fact, at like 140 in those like 4 or 5 years, 144 or 148 children had died with similar circumstances in that period of time in California alone. It's an absolute tragedy. He's just one of many, but his story is probably one of the most egregious. You can't watch something like that and not be moved. I mean, some people don't cry, but I actually watch stuff like that specifically with the intent
to try to get that out.
To try to cry, right. Because it's actually super healthy. It's super healthy to cry
once in a while.
Yeah, it's actually super healthy to cry. And I don't cry a lot. Like I'm like you guys, I don't cry a lot. And so I actually watch stuff with the intent in hopes that it causes me to cry, because I actually want to cry occasionally, so that way I get that emotion out, because as guys we don't do a lot of that, and it's unhealty to not experience
that emotion. That's funny, because
I'm
not afraid to cry, but I don't cry a lot. I mean, there's not a lot of things that really move me, because I'm pretty desensitized at this point in my life. But if I were to sit and think about the last movie that actually moved me to tears, probably something recent or relatively, I can't even think of the title of any particular movie, but maybe within the last 3 months, maybe I watched a movie that brought me to tears a little bit. Something I don't ever really force to go away or whatever, but I couldn't tell you what the movie was, just knowing that it does happen occasionally. So, not to say that it has never happened, but I don't even remember the movie that would have been.
I used to cry a lot.
Once it actually was like, oh, that's actually sad that I think I may have squeezed a tear or two out.
Yeah, I used to cry a lot during movies, and that kind of stopped over the last few years. But then I had a couple of moments in my 20s, like with the movie Ghost for some reason. It got me again, like years later. I'm like, I've seen this movie 100 times. Why am I getting upset about it? And then, The Sixth Sense. The first time I watched The Sixth Sense, that one scene where he's talking about his grandma to his mom. It's like, God, you would
go there.
And then the last time I cried was literally because I was in just like a mentally horrible place. And the movie was terrible, but for some reason I started crying during it. Like, why am I crying? This movie's horrible. There's nothing sad about it. It was the last X-Men movie. It was a Dark Phoenix movie. Like, I'm literally like starting randomly tearing up, and I'm like, why am I upset right now? Is it because the movie sucks so much, or what? Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Sometimes crying.
Grande Verga says The Force Awakens. Cody says The Green Mile gets me every time. That's true. War movies, I'll tell you, war movies, especially the not just crappy fake war movies, but like based on true story war movies. War movies really, really, really do pull at my heartstrings for sure. Ray Rock says it was the crying game you saw, wasn't it, SureShot?
The crying game. Yeah. Oh, that is a movie, isn't it?
Crash was a good cry movie. Be nice.
That's pretty good, yeah. Scene where I thought the guy's daughter got shot because she had the invisible cloak of invincibility on.
Didn't, to some degree, John Wick 1 get you going after the dog?
Oh, well, the dog. Yeah.
I mean, I was like, ooh, you just...
No, that got my like...
Anger?
Yeah, that got my like revenge... thing going, and
I mean, the guy's mourning his a dead wife, and then he gets a dog from her as a gift, as like her last last thing to give you to him or whatever, and then the dog gets killed, and then the car gets stolen.
They die.
All by Theon Greyjoy.
Die.
I mean, why
Kill
would
them
you
all.
I mean, yes, but during that moment,
Hacksaw Ridge, that was a good one.
Hacksaw Ridge is
a lot of
tough.
good movie ones.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I maybe did in Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, but that was a long time ago. So I mean, like even recently, I can't think of the last time I watched a movie that made me cry.
Right, it's tough. I can remember ones that distinctly made me cry, but there's like the ones that kind of swell up in your eyes, but you don't actually cry for it. You're just like, there's other people here.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I've never cried at a movie.
Yeah. No, little teared.
Not like actual like boo-hooing, blubbering or whatever, but like actually got me to tears kind of thing. Yeah, that's
I
happened.
cried from Titanic like twice in the theater.
Oh yeah, that was
Because
why?
Because she wouldn't get off of the piece of board that was so big that both of them could
they
have been
wouldn't
on
trade
it.
spaces back and forth, or the fact that it was large enough for both of them to get on it.
Steep impact, sudden impact. No, I
Yeah.
I was with a girl, so I
Deep
cried.
impact.
I cried specifically to get that hug later. So
I cried at Armageddon. I went like cried tears of humor at how bad Ben Affleck was telling Harry he loved him at the end.
Yeah. Animal crackers. I'll never look at animal crackers the same way.
Yeah. Oh no.
I cried.
How unsanitary.
I cried at the end of Batman v Superman.
Oh man.
Not
okay.
really. I'm crying.
All right. Next question.
Yeah.
If you had to get, and you had to do this, you had to get a lip tattoo.
A lip tattoo.
Yep.
Okay, you first lost.
What would it say?
A lip tattoo.
Yep. Had to get a lip tattoo.
Suck it.
No, that is not what you wanted to say. That is not what you wanted to say.
But suck it. Oh, sorry.
PG-13, my friend. PG-13,
well,
my friend.
It was.
Hey, PG-13, they allow one of those. And
Two people say kiss me.
Oh, psh.
Ooh, I had to roll it down and I'd say lip service.
Yeah. Sarcastimo. No.
Yeah.
You gotta come up with your own word inside your mouth.
Sarcasm.
Oh, 98.6 degrees.
Yeah.
No. He's still mad about the F-bomb.
Yeah, dude. Careful, yo. Got like a 10-year-old. He goes back to his mom. I was watching Warriors live stream, and this guy said, "What does that mean?" You watched what?
He's 10 years old. He knows what that means.
Yeah,
and the Lord of the Rings gets me every time. Yeah, when everyone in Gondor bows to the hobbits. Yeah,
don't
listen.
I don't know if I cried in the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
I don't have a soul. No, this is like it was just the fact that they just kept going and going at the end of it, and like, okay, I'm kind of done.
That's what you would put. I don't have a soul.
Oh yeah,
no
soulless.
No soul. Soulless. She's like, why aren't you crying? And he'd be like, soulless.
Soulless. I can't cry. Can't you tell? I don't have a soul.
Soulless. I would not do a lip tattoo, but if I had to do a lip tattoo, it would be like. It would indeed. It would be.
How about
yeah.
Garbage disposal.
Or
food delivery with an arrow pointing in.
Totally.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Don't look.
Oh, I you know what? Since I would want them to test to find out for sure, but I could just put great kisser. See, now you know.
Hi. Don't lie.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi hole.
Hello there.
Hello there.
This was dumb. Yeah, it's a good one.
Bad idea.
Listen. Yeah, this was dumb. All right. Need money to remove. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Need money to remove.
No regrets.
No regret.
Zero regrets.
Zero regret. Zero regret. That'd be a good one.
Oh man.
Pie hole.
No. All right, what's next here?
Hopefully you have a better one than that, because that was a terrible one.
My bad.
I just had to get that one out of there.
Okay, well, I want to do a different one, but since I think we'll bring up a lot of discussion.
Ooh, discussion. That was the best.
Who is the hottest celebrity you'd have a chance with if they got to know you?
J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez. Yep.
Why?
Or Katy Perry.
Oh.
Jennifer Lopez or Katy Perry.
Well, she's a firework, so I mean.
Either one of those. Those two are hot, and if they got to know me, I would definitely have a chance with either one of them.
This isn't about what you want to have a chance with. It's about what you think you have a chance with.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Bette Midler.
No, I didn't say think because you know you got a chance with.
Okay,
yeah, that's a good safe bet.
Bette Midler, she wants a piece of this.
Snooki, yeah, I have all the chances in the world with Snooki. I mean, I think any guy with something dangling down there has a chance with that. But
it depends on the level of celebrity we're talking about here.
Right.
So Betty White for sure.
Celebrity, in my opinion, means that somebody that generally everybody knows, and I don't think generally everybody knows who that is. So I wouldn't call her a celebrity. Yeah.
I mean, she's been on TV for longer than 15 minutes these days, which is really weird.
They lose their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everybody got a chance with J-Lo?
Oh! Yes, Jennifer Aniston was a crush, but I don't think I have a chance with that. Even though she was with John Mayer at one point, and it kind of gives me a little hope. But my body is.
I take one look at Justin Theroux and go, I got a chance.
Right. I don't have that, widow's peak, but maybe. Who knows? Let's look at all the. How about Katie Holmes? She likes short guys.
Selma Hayek.
Good one. Another good one. Yeah.
Hayek.
See, the thing is you have to be yourself. You got to be original. You just have to be yourself. You can't try and be something you're not. They did studies and they found most of these women, just like dad bods, they don't even care about guys being super uber ripped and totally selfish and into themselves and totally into other stuff. They really want the guy to be totally into them.
Healthy women. The damaged ones really like douchebags. I don't know what it is, but it's like, oh, hey, I'm somehow better than this guy in a lot of ways. I'm going to marry him.
They want you to be, mentally mature. They want you to be funny.
Have your crap together. Be responsible and actually be independent financially because they don't want to think that you're there specifically for the financials. And so if they met you and realize, oh man, he's making six figures, he's mature, he's got his crap together, he's funny. So broad statement across the board, they just want to make sure you have plenty of money.
No, they would just see, oh, he doesn't need me, he wants me, and that would make them feel good because they'd realize I'm not an object. I am a human being, and someone in that state when they're rich and they're famous.
I know a good amount.
Every
of
guy
fantasies. Yeah,
they're thinking this guy, he's hot, and he just wants me for my money, and he thinks he can get it because he's like ripped and he's young. But if you're older and a dad bod, but you got your crap together, they're like, well, he's cute. And he's got his crap together, and I don't care if he's got a little bit of chub. He's kind of cute anyway.
I got some crap.
He's mature, and
those are more welcoming hugs, anyways.
And then just look at their
hugging a washboard.
And then just look at their
their
boyfriends that they go for and stuff like that in the past. Now Jennifer Lopez, I wouldn't go with just because if you look at how many times she's been married and divorced, she's actually not mature enough for a relationship with me. So I would not even ever pursue that. Yeah. Katy Perry remains to be seen, but if you look at she's
getting married, isn't she? Or
she's pregnant. She's getting married, and if you look at her fiance she just got married. So if you look at her husband now, you're like, I definitely could do a flip flop there. I don't think that. There's anything there that's different. But I think that's the psychology of it. They just don't. They're not looking to be used.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift for you, huh?
I'm just saying she has a lot of boyfriends.
Yeah. So you have an easy chance.
Have a good chance at least getting with her.
Lucy Liu.
Yeah, Lucy Liu. And she might kick your butt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, not a bad question. Definitely got
there's about 1,000 of them that I'd actually pick that I want to, but whether or not I have a chance is a whole.
Ray Rock says it's tougher to meet women nowadays after watching several stories on Dateline, which did stories on several men who swindled millions from women on dating sites. That's true, but women do the same thing to men. Men do the same thing to women.
SureShot. Would you have a seat here? Would you have a seat here?
Go have a seat right there.
I have a seat right here.
What did you plan on doing here tonight?
Well, I was planning on having pizza with an underage. Oh, I know.
I'm Chris Hansen. I'm Chris Hansen. Go and have a seat. Why don't you have a seat for me right there?
Am I on a show?
Can I have that towel first?
Am I on a show?
Right.
Can I cover up?
Can I put my clothes back on?
What is
put my clothes back on?
The other one I love too is the girl coming back?
I like it so bad.
I like how the one guy offered him pizza. You want a slice? Yeah. I've never had this happen to me before.
You're so casual about being arrested for having wanted to have sex with underage women.
I can't. It's gonna ruin my career. You're gonna arrest me. Just tell me you're gonna arrest me.
I know. What's up,
They love to draw that.
And this
guy,
he did it the next day. He gets out on probation. Does it the next day. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So for my answer on that one, it would have at one time been Kate Beckinsale because I do think I have a chance, but unfortunately now she's showing me yet again that she's not mature for relationships. I mean, Pete freaking Davidson, are you kidding me?
What about Kate Blanchett? She's a pretty plain chick, but she's really cool.
Oh no, I think she's more of a classy beauty.
Yeah, classy lady.
Yeah.
So I may have a chance with that.
Classy lady.
But I would say Jennifer Lawrence just because.
Back in the day, Alicia Cuthbert used to be a crush of mine, and I think that's more attainable now because
of
bad career decisions and everything else.
Bad boyfriend decisions, whatever's left of her life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jada Pinkett Smith? No.
I'm
just joking. She's Married, right? Still.
I think maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's still emasculating Will Smith.
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
All right. So how long? Okay. Could you last on the run after robbing a bank?
You had to finish that quick. How long could you last?
Okay. I'm like, that took me a second there. I was following you.
I just needed Shatner. How long can you last
On the run after robbing a bank.
after robbing a bank?
Well, I thought this was going somewhere completely different.
Now you have to switch gears.
How long would I last if I was on the run from robbing a bank?
Yeah. How long?
So you have to assume, okay, first off, that we did it right.
True.
And that we
Already pulled it off.
Yep, that we
Let's assume
didn't
that you guys
leave fingerprints
robbed it together.
behind because we wouldn't be stupid,
Yeah.
and we didn't have facial recognition software recognize who we were because we had that
Tommy
covered,
guns.
and we were able to actually successfully leave the location without GPS, coordinating our location. And if we were able to do all of those things, forever.
Yeah, basically it's a time game at that point. I mean, if you pulled it off, if you actually got the money, if you got it figured out and
This is after
laundered
it's
everywhere you
assumed
need
that
to go,
stole the money already.
stole the money and I was actually on the run, the hardest part is maintaining being dead. Maintaining not being you anymore and completely changing your lifestyle and where you live. And I mean, even leaving the country, whatever.
Oh.
If it's big enough to be a worthwhile robbery that you're gonna, change your life and go somewhere else.
Andrew-
If you're small time, you're not gonna last very
Andrew
long.
makes a good point. He says on the run means they do know who you are because that's why
true.
you're on the run.
Ah,
So he's right. They know who you are. Somehow they catch.
So my answer stays. If I'm getting away, the hardest part would be maintaining not being me anymore.
Ambiguity.
Everybody who's ever been caught after a long time crime is because they visit their old stomping grounds. They go talk to old friends. They try to bring themselves back as their old name, and they show up on paperwork on a computer somewhere, whatever. It's getting comfortable. It's assuming that it's all blown over.
Yeah.
So one, you'd never smile because facial recognition software requires.
And that's the thing now.
Well, anywhere from 8 to 36 points on your face is what they're looking for, and teeth are included in that.
Well, you probably shave.
So it's just the law enforcement side of me trying to get out of that. So I'd wear glasses to mess that up. I'd wear different glasses each time so they couldn't build a
You guys are doing well. You got the hats
profile.
already. So
Yeah, a glasses software profile. I'd wear different hats so they couldn't build a hat software profile. So different hats, different glasses, shaving, not shaving. So it would really mess with the software profile. Yep.
How long?
Different clothing, things like that. You couldn't have any phones on you. You'd have to do no technology.
You could do burner phones, but you have to keep the battery out of them on a regular basis.
Yes.
And only plug them in to use it, and then be breaking them and ditching them a lot.
Yeah, you'd have to do the Walmart track phones with removable batteries, and you'd have to be just limited function. Also, you'd have to use keywords and stuff if you were talking to somebody. But at that point, your life would be ruined.
Bitcoin,
your life would be ruined. I mean, you'd have to assume you got a lot of money. Mm-hmm. The other thing is you'd have to travel by train because, ironically, you could travel by train and you could go anywhere and do anything with train. It's weird.
Yeah, we don't want to give you guys this idea, but it's one of the least secure ways to travel. So.
It's not even sort of the least secure. It is absolutely the least secure. I'm like, you could
I think
totally.
Even buses require ID to a certain extent.
Yeah, like what is going on with the trains? Like you could like. Hey, I'm just gonna.
It's our last ability to get around without being noticed.
I know. I'm like, what is going on with the trains? Like, you could totally be like, well, this is my kilo. Don't worry about it, okay? And they're like, okay, no big deal. It's fine.
You can your baggage is out there for the rest of the world to walk by, especially those double-decker trains, because you're walking right by the luggage stowing area, and there's no way to like lock it or.
They're like, are these your drugs? And you're like, yeah. They're like, okay, just want to make sure that's yours. Just hold on to it.
It's my gold bullion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just stole. So you'd have to go by train, or you'd have to just, you'd have to do burner cars. You could buy a car from from a nobody.
Aliases.
There's people that sell cars all the time, that are like, hey, this is a junker car. It's $500.
Buy a cadaver facial transplant.
Buy a cadaver facial transplant. I get caught like everybody.
The plain fact of the matter is, I wouldn't even bother thinking about robbing a bank or any some kind of a heist, unless it was like life-changing money. Where I was like, okay, my life is set after this. It would be a one and done kind of thing. I couldn't make it a regular thing because they always get caught when you do too many times and you get too greedy. So if it could be a one big heist, disappear kind of thing, possibly. If I were to do more than one, which I wouldn't, that's just not the way that I work.
It's not asking whether or not you get away with it. It's asking how long.
How long would you stay on the run? So, the little knowledge that I have, I could probably make it a year.
A year on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you spend the rest of your life in jail. That would suck.
I could
probably
do some desperate things, and I think I might be able to make it that long, but I'd eventually get caught.
Yeah, 6 months to a year before they finally
You wouldn't
catch up.
let them kill you. You'd get caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you have to force their hand in a lot of ways, but I guess I'm not suicidal even facing that down.
You wouldn't get suicide.
Suicide. It depends on if Hillary Clinton was coming after you.
Yeah, right.
Whose bank are you robbing?
Yeah.
Are you robbing the government?
Because statistically, you are more likely to die by Hillary Clinton's hand than by the coronavirus.
Oh, statistic.
My name is Frank Evingdale.
Yeah, about a year.
Neil.
Sounds about right.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Catch Me Outside.
What about
How
you?
about that?
How long did you say?
6 months to a year.
6 months to a year.
Yeah. Yeah, not too long.
Together or
there's
separately?
just too much technology out there.
Together, longer.
It's a surveillance state.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that point pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Facial recognition software is enough to conspiracy theorize me.
Yeah.
Blow up Montana.
What is one food that you could eat for the rest of your natural born life?
I feel like I had that one.
Nope. What's one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
I think this goes back to the weirdness of what your mom was craving when she was pregnant with you. Because for some reason, my mom ate grapefruit like it was going out of style when she was pregnant with me. And to this day, that is like, I even just think about it, it's like, oh, yeah, I could go for that right now.
Well,
that
here's
sounds
the
delicious.
question. Does that mean the only food or just one thing I'm going to eat the rest of my life and never get sick of?
Crab meat.
I plan on
Nice,
eating grapefruit
says
the rest of
crab.
my life.
I would too.
Grapefruit?
I can't think of anything that I would just go, I can't eat this
Dude.
ever again unless I'm eating it every day for the rest
So acidic.
It is, but still just love it.
Well, now that we get in a jar, we don't have to like go through the right in my eye.
Yeah.
Crap.
And well, that and I guess porterhouse ribeye T-bone.
Oh yeah, steak.
Yeah.
Rest of my life, steak or lasagna.
Rest of
steak
my
will
life.
absolutely
Go nowhere. It will be a staple until
If I couldn't-
fall over dead.
If I couldn't, I don't know what I would do. If I couldn't eat steak
One
or
food.
lasagna.
Yeah.
It would have to be. It would have to be a. It would have to be I think a pasta that had meat in it.
Mm.
So I would be getting the carbs and the meat.
Yeah,
Combined.
I get carbs, meat, and cheese.
Yeah.
Everything in.
So spaghetti and meatballs.
No,
Lasagna,
like a
it's
like a lasagna
Meaty
or
lasagna,
something,
yeah.
something like that, or like a 5 cheese ziti al forno with the chicken.
That's because you make that.
I know I make that. Why do you think I make that? Huh?
If I make it, I like it, right?
Why do you think? Oh,
Pizza.
pizza!
Pizza! That makes sense.
Why did I think of that? I knew it.
Every
Oh, pizza's
time.
an easy answer.
Yeah, pizza's an easy
Yeah,
answer.
come on,
of
we're
course.
thinking of
But
complicated.
for me,
because it's all the toppings in the world.
The acidity of tomatoes, tomato sauce, all that
Acidity.
gives me more heartburn and indigestion than grapefruit ever could.
But you could do Alfredo sauce on your pizza. They do that.
Yeah.
They do lots of different types of toppings.
And it's not saying the one thing you're gonna eat the rest of your life and nothing else.
Yeah, but what
It's
is
just
one
saying-
food you could?
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm gonna eat pizza the rest of my life. I'll eat
Mhm.
hamburgers the rest of my life. I don't give a crap unless something
Yeah.
happens.
I love
Basic foods.
Kevin Fiddler's cheese.
Yeah. Are you from Wisconsin? Then I'll eat the cheese.
He's like,
I
I
don't know,
can't
just
go
got
poo.
a craving for cheese.
I
I
can't
feel like a big
go
mouse.
poo.
Yeah, I'm so constipated.
Cody, I love Italian food because it's peasant food. Yeah, it has
Ooh.
everything you need in one dish.
I just like,
Yes.
I love stuff that gets combined
Yeah,
into one thing.
like I said, porterhouse, T-bone, ribeye, all have exactly what I need in one meal.
I mean, sure, I love steak no matter what. I mean, I'll live off steak, but I like to have things that are like mixed together. into one
French,
thing.
so with bread.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gotta
French
have-
bread. I like that
gotta
French
have
bread or
bread.
So
Italian
with bread,
too, with my Italian
Yes.
food. 'Cause it's
with
really
with the crispy
And then a little
outer,
glass of
but
wine.
the really
Yeah.
soft
Yeah.
Does
inner.
this bread make you feel French? We.
I'm hungry now. What are we gonna do for dinner or lunch? We can't
I
go
know.
out to eat. Yeah, it's
We
terrible.
gotta order something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chili
Ooh.
con
Rub on it.
carne.
You guys are giving me all great ideas. I don't know when I'm
I
gonna have
know.
lunch now, but now I've got some.
Chili
I got
con
some
carne.
food for thought.
Now we can't go anywhere.
I know. They're like, well, we can do to
We
go.
can drive
or
through.
pick up.
Yeah.
Or drive through.
Mm-hmm. You've already spread coronavirus on my food all the way up to this point, anyways. But now we know about it.
If you like
Ooh,
eating
pulled
your
pork.
corona.
Ah,
Mm.
yes. Oh, South American
Pulled
pulled
pork.
Mm.
How about some jerk chicken?
Yeah. Interesting side note. I know that they can a lot of different things, but I didn't know that they actually canned barbecued pulled pork.
Yeah, it was weird.
I actually bought a couple of cans that the other day
Just
while I was
see.
doing some panic buying. I was just like, hey, if I'm gonna need some canned foods or whatever,
Tacos.
it's one of the last 5 cans on the
Tacos.
shelf. I'll try it out.
We did tacos last night.
Did you high five to tacos?
Yeah, my wife
Tacos.
went to the store and and we had to look at like 5 stores, but found the
Some
last
meat.
last 2 pounds of some carne asada,
Ooh.
and she seasoned it all up and chopped it all up finally.
And she didn't call us up at all?
No, it was a reward to the older two boys because they helped with taking trash to the dump and emptying the truck out. There was a bunch of trash in the dumps in the back of the truck, and she wanted them to go to the dump and dump it out and like empty the back of the truck, and they did. So she made them carne asada tacos, and I got to benefit from that because of their work because it was like dinner time.
I'm benefiting from your labor.
Yeah, it was good. It was so good.
Came home from work and you're like, I didn't do much.
I didn't work yesterday.
Oh, you
so
didn't?
No, it was the day off, so I was like, yes,
Yeah.
it was so good, so good.
So special, so clean.
Yeah. All right, question
We can
time.
talk about
I think
food.
it's you.
There's a lot of food you can eat the rest of your
Definitely
life.
not pasta. What? My local grocery store.
Since my local grocery stores are out of pasta sauce. Ugh.
Darn.
Dang hoarders.
Yeah.
I know.
Panic
Cody, right?
buyers.
Yeah.
You can still have
There's
pasta.
enough panic buyers. They made me panic buy.
You just put some salt on the pasta, or put some salt and pepper on it.
Well, it's not even that we're
I used
panic
to-
buying. It's just that we're trying to get food, any food, and it's hard to get anything.
True. There are people
Now
out there who
it
are
is.
doing common sense and just buying what they need. The rest are all stocking up on mountains of toilet paper.
Yeah.
Well, we got some
So
stuff.
Buying
in
your
the
thing.
next couple of
I don't
weeks.
know what I need, but I just thought I gotta buy
So-
cereal.
so
I
when-
need every box.
To win this, all you need are matches.
Mm-hmm.
I won.
Yep. All right. So my turn.
No. Yes, it is.
Corned beef and cabbage.
Ooh, I haven't
We'll
had
save
that,
this
but I
one
like
for
it boiled
last,
much.
so
Okay.
that way
It's
we
gotta
can
be,
wait
like,
to upset and
sauteed
piss
or-
off everybody on the internet. Which fictional character would you love to beat the out of?
Fictional character you want to beat up.
You want
Which
to beat the
fictional
tar out of?
character
Man, the way
would
you
you
said
want
You
to
want to
beat
be
up?
Joe Biden and step outside.
How about
Bring
that?
your AR-14.
I got
Cash-
hairy legs.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Yeah.
She's a real character.
That's fictional character, my friend. All right.
I talked to Dr. Corn Pop about this flu
Fictional character.
diphtheria virus disease, and he says
Some fictional character means a real person.
Fictional character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Fictional character we want to beat the crap out of.
fictional character you
But-
would love to beat the schnockle out
But
of.
character, that's funny. It means
Fictional
it's,
character.
It's a real person who's a character.
Ha! Tillman Baratheon. Good call.
Thomas-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Common Baratheon.
What?
Yeah.
Not Joffrey?
Ramsay Bolton.
Joffrey, yeah, we're beating the crap.
Everybody's going to that show. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about the
Worm tongue.
cream
Yeah.
and worm
Joffrey.
tongue?
Yep.
Joffrey. Oh man, there's a lot of hate for that
No
show for
weasels,
certain
the
characters.
weasels. Yeah.
It runs deep.
No hate for Cersei. Come on.
Yeah, but does anybody want to beat the crap out of Wesley Crusher? Or is that
Oh
just
my
me?
goodness,
You know?
absolutely.
How about Carl from
Yeah.
Walking Dead? Oh,
Oh yes,
Oh.
yes, that's a great one.
Yeah. Yes.
I want to see comic book Carl beat the crap out of
Yes.
Walking Dead Carl.
I'm 5 years younger than you, and I'm
Yeah.
still gonna beat the crap out of you.
Still just beating your face into the ground.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Fake person.
Mm.
I don't know.
Fictional characters.
Fictional character.
No.
You're fake. You are fake. Look
You
at
are
your face.
so fake. Those aren't even real.
Yeah.
Look at your eyebrows.
Which part? My face, my nose, my lips, my
Porky Pig. Yeah, I was thinking of this stutter. I was gonna say the
Porky
Yeah.
Benicio
Porky
del
Pig.
Toro's character.
Oh,
from
Miss
Last
Piggy.
Jedi.
Oh, that'd be a great
Oh,
one.
man.
One of the most annoying characters of all time.
Yeah, that she is definitely annoying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. How about SpongeBob? Sometimes I really want to beat the crap out
No.
of him. He's laughing hysterically.
SpongeBob, I would keep, but Patrick Star, I would definitely
Yeah.
flatten him.
We could go without him.
What about Squidward?
Squidward, oh, I would beat up Squidward. Squidward deserves to be ran through the
What was the
ringer.
name of
Yeah.
the girlfriend or the not
Perpetual
girlfriend from
pessimist.
Hey Arnold?
Oh, I don't remember Hey Arnold well enough. That was kind of
The chick that was obsessed
Ooh.
with him.
Dee Dee from Dexter's Lab. Would
Oh, yeah. She could definitely use a good beat.
Dan.
Yeah. The Jersey Shore is fake, right? Yes. Yes.
is.
Not real. Not reality TV at all. It's very scripted.
How
That's
about
stupid.
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man?
Ah,
Beat the crap
yeah,
out
that's
of
a good
Tobey
one.
Maguire's
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Good.
As Bonesaw.
Mhm.
You know, he didn't have a chance. He was a superhero. He was a
Remains to
Superman.
be seen, but could just preemptively throw out Robert Pattinson Batman.
Oh, we don't
Or
know.
Jigsaw.
We don't know.
Just roll up to his wheelchair, pull him out of
Yeah.
it, and just start beating the hell out of him.
Just knock him over.
Yeah.
Lex
Wow.
Luthor. Oh yes, especially
new one.
Especially Jesse
Jesse
Eisenberg.
Eisenberg.
Oh, he's
Oh.
terrible. Oh, I hate him so bad.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll wring your little
I'm
neck.
just a new creepy version of
Hey,
who I already am.
The new cast of the new
He's
Star
here.
Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
Matt B.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was saying
Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, she's not real, right?
After you were stuttering, I was thinking, the code changer or whatever, the Benicio del Toro completely wasted character from the Last Jedi. I was like, I'll just.
Why was he even that whole thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, just like, here's have a whole random tangent that makes no sense to the whole plot whatsoever, with still terrible pacing. All right.
Plus, they were originally looking for.
I thought they were going to go somewhere really cool with that, and then
they could have.
It was just like dead end.
It
was like 5 times. It was like, oh, where are they going with this? Oh,
they were originally looking for Justin Theroux's character. They found him, and then they got put in prison next to this guy, and all of a sudden, look.
What about the little kid at the end with the broom? I'm like, oh, they're going to put him in the net. Never mind.
Yeah, that was just
wasted.
No, that was just probably a worthwhile retcon. You probably saw the script that Rian was thinking about. That was just like, oh, trash can.
Wasting our time, I believe is what was going on.
I am.
All that Last Jedi.
Lots of fictional characters I see. Lots of fictional people worthy of having their face bloodied.
Bludgeoned.
Jason Sudeikis' character in Mandalorian.
Yeah,
he's definitely high on the list.
You don't punch Baby Yoda and get away with it.
You don't punch Baby Yoda and get away with it.
You don't marry Olivia Wilde and get away with it.
Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks deserves it. He started the Empire. You know what I mean?
And young Anakin all the way up
Sith Lord Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, young Anakin needs slapped around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know though. The kid's schizophrenic now. Do we really want to?
I said young.
That's
beat him up before
abuse of a developmentally disabled person.
Yeah, that's just kind of kicking a kid while they're down.
Yeah. Oh, I think that was.
Oh, Enai says he beat up his boss because he's a fictional character. He doesn't do anything.
He don't do nothing.
All right, you're up.
Europe, huh?
Europe, Asia.
Amorosa.
Ponderosa.
The black gal that got fired and was on the.
Then she got fired again.
And then she got fired again.
All Marosa.
It looks like it was all completely justified.
Ponderosa.
All right, so it's 500 years from now. So we're 500 years into the future.
We're not going to make it that far.
Okay, I don't care. Hold on. 500 years from now, and you're the person in charge of naming this era. What are you going to call it?
Era.
Is that what you're going to call it?
The new era.
The new world order. Life.
Coronial.
What would I call the new era?
Yeah, coronial.
The coronial era.
The coronial era.
That's what's going on right now. 500 years from now.
In the coronial era.
Use your Futurama mind and think about 500 years in the future.
The age of blissful ignorance.
Blissful ignorance.
Willful ignorance, I should say.
Yeah, it's more like, it's not blissful, it's willful.
Yeah.
500 years from now.
How about the age of consent?
Pardon me, but am I allowed to greet you, madam? Can I move closer than the mandatory 20 feet?
Yes. No, could you have a seat here? Could you have a seat?
Yeah. Could you have a seat? Right over there. I'll give you a walkie-talkie. We can communicate. I know you can't hear me very well.
We're not going to put you in jail.
Martian Empire?
Martian Empire.
I do like what they're calling this now, though. I think for the advancement of our technologies in a lot of ways, it really blown my mind. But glass technology alone, not only with screens and with vehicles, automotive, buildings, and all that, what we can do with foldable screens now. And I think that it was the Mythbusters who coined it, that we are the glass age now.
That's funny. So you think that the coronavirus is going to last 500 years?
Right.
Well, no, it would be like
years.
It would be like
post-COVID era,
the pre-COVID or the post-COVID era.
Right. Yeah.
I'm saying like.
Well, hey, it's supposedly going to change our whole world. So maybe this is the tipping point that we talk about for the next 5 centuries.
Yeah. The
aliens are up there. Like, man. You want to watch 2020 again? That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Let's watch that rerun.
I'm surprised you're not even going with like AI or something.
It's almost as good as the age of 2016, man. That presidential race, what a circus!
Or you can call it the Matrix.
Let's go back to 1918. That was pretty fun as well.
The Matrix era, or the time travel era, or
time traveler shows up. Well, what year is it? 2020.
Do you have a man?
Yeah, backs up slowly.
I need a jetpack that can go 88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I can go back in my own time.
Yeah. And just for the hell of it, you'll call it the DeLorean.
Yeah. The Mandalorian.
The era of
Mandalorian DeLorean.
The TP era.
TP era.
Toilet paper era, Cody.
Yeah. You don't have to have it because we have the 3 seashells.
Paper
the
era.
Great Toilet Paper Awakening.
We'll have the 3 seashells.
The Great Purge.
And Taco Bell is going to win the great
franchise
war.
Yeah.
Or Pizza Hut, depending on what country you live in.
Yeah, because they don't know what Taco Bell is.
Yeah.
The war of...
Kane, I don't speak very good binary. You're going to have to translate.
Yeah, right. The war of TP.
The war of TP. The toilet paper war of 2020.
Virology versus TP.
TP4, bunghole.
Yeah.
The
All
age
right.
when the orange man stole all our toilet paper.
Let's go last round on Debate the Internet.
Final round.
This is going to be the questions for you guys, but if you were murdered,
If I was dead, I wouldn't have any.
who would you most likely suspect? And I would actually be like, who would everybody else most likely suspect?
Yeah, because you're dead.
Yeah, because you're dead. But who would you suspect? If you were murdered, who would you most likely suspect killed you? So your ghost
My
would
wife.
most likely suspect. Oh, who killed you? So if you were murdered, who would you most likely suspect?
If I was murdered, it would probably be because I knew too much, so it was probably Hillary. And and you would know for sure when suddenly you found out that I voted Democrat.
Oh man! All of a sudden, he's voting Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Warrior and SureShot are wearing 70s throwbacks, and Artisan K is wearing 30s throwbacks. I know, right?
Just gearing up for the war. Gearing up for the war.
Well, I think technically Atari came out in '78.
Yeah.
So,
but it was more popular
Yes.
in that time.
Yeah.
77.
Yeah.
My ex-wife. The guy who took the money from robbing the bank. Yeah, no kidding.
I was gonna say my wife or my ex-wife.
Oh no,
I don't.
My ex-wife could definitely torment me better alive than dead, so it wouldn't be her.
I'm not married, so I can't really go there. But
that's hilarious.
I just automatically went to that mentality. But
if I was murdered,
the guy who took my money from robbing my bank.
This is a terrifying question. If I was murdered, story time. If I was murdered, it would be
your old meth dealing neighbors.
No. So when I was a law enforcement officer, there was this dude,
this guy
who I arrested personally twice on domestic violence, and he was arrested more than that, but I personally arrested him twice. The first time I arrested him for domestic violence, put him in jail. He threatened me multiple times with bodily harm, and he was, nearly beat his wife to death. And I actually went to school with her, middle school and high school, so I knew of her pretty well. And 2 years later, drugs and alcohol are always involved in these kinds of things. Anyway, he was just really, really bad. He had been banned from the place. He was not supposed to be there. He showed up at the front door. He started kicking down the door. She called us. I was the first to respond. And when I showed up, she was jumping out of her second story window naked. And I mean, that's where it was at. Of course, he was escalated on, methamphetamines and stuff. He kicked in the door. She had her kid in there. The kid jumped out the first story window. She jumped out naked out her second story window. That was when I arrived. He went into her room to find her gone, saw me outside. I was basically trying to take my jacket off, cover her, and get her to safety. Another officer arrived shortly after I got there, and he yelled out the window, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you," speaking actually to me, not to her. Yeah. And then other officers arrived. He barricaded himself inside, and this was the second time that I had to arrest him. And this particular arrest put him away for 8 or 9 years for domestic violence, a repeat offender. And he multiple times in person at the sentencing, but at the trial and other times would stand up and look at me and actually threaten my life, saying, "I'm going to kill you." And they'd have to take him and sit him down. One of the times they actually had to take him away because they couldn't have him in the same place. And I had to testify, but to have someone look at you and say, "I'm going to take your life when I get out, because you're taking my life from me, I'm taking your life from you. When I get out of jail, I'm going to find you, William. I know where you live, and I'm going to kill you." That's a real deal. You know what I mean? That's like, so if I ever am not here,
you know exactly.
I know exactly.
Now it's online.
Who? Well, see, now you're making me think about the guys that I testified against when the guys who put my friend in the hospital for 3 weeks almost killed him. I testified against them, and they shared a combined sentence of 18 years.
Yeah, well, this guy's sentence is short enough. I mean, he's only got a couple years left, and he'll be getting out. And, I mean, he just has nothing to do but stew in there.
Yeah.
And he knew my name. He knew my address. He knows what city I live in. I mean, it's super easy to find where I live. You just Google, because Google's wonderful. You can find out where anyone lives and what they do. And it's super easy to find where a person is and all that kind of stuff. And if he's holding on to hatred and anger, and he's going to self-project his wrongs onto me, he decides he wants to do
As
something
most
stupid.
mentally
If I
unstable
find
people
out,
do.
if he decides to murder me, he's gonna do what he's gonna do, kind of thing. That's why I carry, and that's why I have weapons
You pray for him?
for self-defense. I actually don't often think about him, so this just came up because of the question. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't actually often think about him.
We always talk
Yeah.
about the stories we have
Yeah.
readily available whenever we don't need to be on the spot. As soon as we need to talk about story time or bring something up on the spot, it's like, oh wait, hold on a second. No, I got a lot of stories. None of them I can remember right now.
Well, this actually just came up. Yeah, the question
Right,
just
yeah.
came up, but no,
Mhm.
that distinctly, that's the one person who I
I need to make
actually,
these notes whenever I get stories that spark whenever we're doing this.
as a
Be like, I need to write that
as a
down.
cop,
need to write
I
that
got my
down.
life threatened thousands of times, if not hundreds of times, at least 100 plus times. I got people saying, "I'm going to kill you." This is the one time that I actually believe it. You know what I mean? This is the one time a person actually said it where I legitimately believe that in his heart he intended fully to, to definitely, intended to do that. So Cody asks, do you think there's any hope of rehabilitation for a person like that, or do you think some people are beyond redemption, held by hatred? Yeah, there's always hope and redemption for anybody. I think every single human person has a redemptive story capable, but it's all a matter of choice and free will, and a matter of whether they want to take that road.
Yeah, if you have to want it for
or not.
yourself, nobody's going to force you into it for anything in life, really.
Yep, and it depends, and so it just depends. We'll see. After 8 years, maybe he'll be rehabilitated and he'll decide, life is better than that, and he's a better person. And he's deciding he wants to move on with life, and he'll come out and he'll want life to be a new thing and a new leaf, and he'll have forgotten about me and everybody else and whatnot. But maybe he'll get out and he'll decide that this is the next chapter. And
Are there programs and rehabilitation things out there that help people out better than others? Absolutely. Has our prison system failed a lot of people in so many ways?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because we're not willing to talk about the mental health problem in this country.
Yeah. And then Kane says, as someone who's also been in public safety, I feel you. But I can't also live, like I said, you ask, do you think about him often or whatever? Do you pray for him? Like, I don't even think about him, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't live my life in fear.
I get that.
And to think about that would consume me with fear and all that kind of stuff. I don't think about that.
More time than it needed.
Yep. I spend time practicing with my firearms. I have them nearby and all of that because there's psychos out there. Somebody could bust in my door that's a neighbor high on meth that just decides to bust down my door and hurt my family. That could happen tomorrow. Like, you just have to be ready for anything, any time of the day. You just never know, and nothing could happen. So you just have to be ready for nothing or something, and it could be anyone. So you can't live in fear. You just have to be bold, be brave, and know. But if I was
be strapped.
But if I was to be murdered, the most likely suspect of that murder would be this gentleman, because he's the one in my life that has threatened my life multiple times in front of other officers and judges, who made it very, very clear that when he got out, he was going to take my life.
So just remember, folks, a polite and safe society is an armed society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that is true. That
really
is
have
true.
No idea who would murder me.
Yeah. I did a lot of panic buying myself for this go around, not just the toilet paper situation, but of course, I reload, so I got a lot of bullets, which is just unfortunate and kind of backwards because I don't have a single firearm to put any of those bullets into. I just feel safer with the ammo because, a few years back, this very unfortunate boating accident where every one of my guns sank to the bottom of the ocean. It was just terrible.
Yeah. But, Hot Shots Part 2, you just grab a bunch of, bullets and just chuck them at people.
Exactly, which is why I buy reloading ammo. It doesn't need to be a full bullet. I just need the lead. I just throw it fast enough.
Eclipse says, "Hi guys from Montreal, Quebec."
Hey,
brother, how's it going?
Hey.
All right, well, that was my psycho crazy short story time that came from that question. So you're up with the last question.
Short story.
Got
2 more questions
Yep.
here. All right. So we're talking about all this kind of hate right now.
I don't know what mine is.
Who is the worst group of fans?
Oh no.
Worst group of fans.
Oh man.
Like obsessed fans? Boy band fans?
I would
say group of fans of any particular person, place, thing, object, ideology.
Say the best group of fans and the worst group of fans is Star Wars fans. I have to admit it.
Well,
we Star Wars fans are the absolute best fans.
We're a passionate bunch.
We're the best fans in the world, and we're the worst fans in the world. We're the best and the worst combined. We are literally the most bipolar.
That's a good one.
We're literally
Believers.
The most.
I knew that was going to come up.
Yeah, we're the most bipolar bunch of fans. The most loved and hated group of people, in my opinion, for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's across the board, but just a really good honorable mention. Go Pack, go!
Yeah, the Packers, eh?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's definitely a sports
South
fans
Canada here for you.
where the Packer fans are pretty annoying, but especially the Illinois ones.
Raiders.
Raider fans,
The Beliebers.
they've
Patriots
been crappy for a
fans.
while. Yeah, Patriots fans are going to be hilarious now that Tom Brady is going to be a Buccaneer.
A freaking Buccaneer.
Anyway,
I guess I can give the guy credit for foregoing money for a record. I mean, that's all he cares about now, obviously. Because
he was going for the money at that point because they weren't going to pay him enough to keep him around for another couple of years. He'd been taking pay cuts.
I don't think the Buccaneers can afford Tom Brady.
Well, at least 1 or 2 years all they need. They think they can turn it around.
Yeah,
because they got Tom Brady. He's gonna walk on the water down to Campbell Bay.
But nervous when I pay somebody.
The Laker fans are pretty annoying. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, sports fans, certain teams are really freaking annoying. I'd say boy band fans in general, from New Kids on the Block having a bunch of hits, all the way up to.
I know it can't be all of them, but based on what the media's shown me, I mean, the worst group of fans that I can think of right now are the alt-left, the far-left, a lot of Democrats.
Are they fans?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Are they fans?
Oh, don't throw salt on the wound about Brady. Ouch. Pain. Must be a fan.
It's okay. You still got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Marky Mark and his funky bunch.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah. Tom Brady will always be a Bostonian.
All right. What do you got? We'll go into a little
last one.
time.
All right. If you could have an endless supply of anything, what would it be?
Toilet paper. No. Liquid gold.
Yeah.
10mm sockets.
Yeah, I say left side socks. I just want the left side sock.
Right Twix.
Yeah. Right Twix.
If you could have an endless supply of anything, what would it be?
Didn't say why, but
an endless supply of anything. Oh,
money.
I would. I probably would do money just so I could be philanthropic in nature and just hook everybody up.
An endless supply of calm wisdom.
People wouldn't take it.
No,
for me personally,
selfishly speaking, peace. I want an endless supply of peace. Peace and joy.
An endless supply of common sense, which I seem to be filtering through to the masses because guess what? It's very uncommon now to have common sense.
Endless supply of salvation.
Endless supply of food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what happens if you have all that food in no toilet paper?
No.
You need a bidet.
Here today, bidet tomorrow.
Yeah, here bidet tomorrow. Bidet, that's all, folks.
That's honestly, an easy one. Money. I mean, endless supply of money. Or in the current situation with my vehicle, an endless supply of replacement parts for my front suspension that seems to just break down every few months. I have replaced A-arms, control arms, upper and lower ball joints, inner and outer tie rod ends, steering racks.
What about an endless supply of gasoline?
Hub assembly, steering knuckles.
Gosh, gasoline would be nice to have an endless supply of.
Yeah,
gasoline. You can go wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's tough. What do you guys think? Everyone watching, what would you have an endless supply of?
Yeah. A few of you guys have already chimed in. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Petrol. Need another car. It does.
Ooh, more annoying fans. Anybody who watches The View.
Oh. I don't think anyone watching even knows what that show is.
Yeah, hopefully.
97% male watching the show right now. Even Democrats, Republicans, and Independents unite.
Yeah.
That show's kind of harsh to watch.
Superman fans are kind of annoying.
Hey, troops, just turning in from Scotland. What's up, Dave Baker? You can go back and watch the rest of the show. We've got a full over an hour now of live stream. You'll watch. We've done 12 questions. We've been having some fun.
Live stream cast.
Hopefully, it'll be a little bit of enjoyment for anybody who's got a little bit of time to kill. This will be a time.
Anybody who's lighthearted, open-minded, you'll enjoy it.
Having some good times. So. Looks like we're ready for a little bit of story time.
Could be ready for that.
Could be ready for that. I think got my haircut. Yeah. Endless supply of water. Midgets and that's the guy. That's the guy that won. Like she's like, what would you win if you won the money?
What was the first thing you
buy? She was like, that was not the answer I was looking for. Never mind. Cut to back to
the whoops.
Yeah, those are some of the funniest videos I see of the newscasters getting put on the spot in weird positions or screwing up their words.
Well, that's better than the one that F or right in the P. Not
right in the P.
Yeah, he keeps running around saying that. She's like, no. Okay, so this story time is actually very, very recent. Comes out of the whole COVID-19 coronavirus thing. What? And it actually does have a moralistic story to it because the whole point of doing this Wednesday stream, a lot of people were like, are you even going to do this stream? And I'm like, of course we are. We want to get together and relax and have some fun, and we want to, just enjoy the day and give you guys something fun to
get out, get a tan.
An endless supply. Women, yeah. And we want
so you want an endless supply of headache? Yeah, more power to you.
It's true. We want to get together, have some fun. We want to relax and just enjoy each other's company and have fun. Mm-hmm. But with this whole COVID thing, this whole coronavirus thing, people are getting kind of bent.
Yeah. Basically, if the world's burning, we're looking for the marshmallows and the s'more. Makes sense,
Exactly. And so. In that, I tell people one of the things that brings me peace, not everybody, but for me anyway, and I think anyone watching this knows this personally, knowledge is power. And for me, I like to educate. I've always been that way with my specifically with my channel. I always teach people about the game and all of that, and through that teaching brings knowledge, and through knowledge it brings about this peace about the game. What they play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes or whatever, they learn more and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. I have peace with the game now because I didn't get it.
You love giving those aha moments.
Yeah, exactly. Giving the aha moments. Well, with this whole COVID thing, it's the same kind of thing. People are freaking out because of disinformation or lack of information or any of that. So anyway, for months now, I've been studying the COVID virus before it was even called that, and really trying to learn about it.
I remember some of our preliminary conversations about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I went from not believing into it to understanding, and this was back in January, to what is it and why is it and what is a coronavirus? Like, how did they jump from animals to humans? Where does it come from? How did these things get sequenced? I started paying attention to
where do babies come from?
Yeah, I started what is an epidemiologist? What is a virologist? Who are these people in the world? How do I follow these individuals and learn from them? What are published medical journals? What medical journals should you follow? Are they posting these things? Can we read about these things? Information. Why? Because I actually get comfort in knowledge. Knowledge brings me comfort to know, because it brings peace. When I get knowledge brings that education, and then I get peace with the situation. And with that peace comes confidence in the situation, right? So anyway, long story short, fast forward a couple of months, and I'm fine. Things are good. I'm like I get this whole situation. I'm very 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 educated.
Still privileged to live in this country.
Yeah, I have hundreds and hundreds of hours of study now on this. I feel very good about it. And a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine, actually started because I live in Colorado. He started a Colorado coronavirus group. And he started it with the intention of sharing basically general coronavirus information with people in Colorado to basically educate so people could understand better, and we could share information so within the state of Colorado, because Colorado specifically is being impacted in a certain way. And he wanted to share information. And so he also wanted to make sure that there was someone there that could kind of filter through the disinformation and delete certain things that were maybe being shared that weren't true, like gargling with water and salt kills it. That's a lie. Or if you sit in a sauna and breathe deeply, that kills the COVID virus. That's a lie. There's some things that are just dumb that are out there.
2 shots of whiskey and a few swigs of Tabasco sauce, sleep a good 12 hours, you'll be fine.
What about 2 shots of Jaeger?
So there's because of the unknown, there's a lot of people freaking out and going and buying a bunch of supplies. Specifically, paper goods go the quickest because paper goods are large. They can't store as much on the shelves, and so it goes the quickest, and so it looks worse. But really, everybody's buying everything, and that's where other shelves are. But there's plenty of stuff out there. In fact,
Walmart was interesting yesterday. It wasn't empty, but the shelves were pretty bare.
Yeah, but I mean, they have more in the warehouses and stuff, and they just don't have the manpower hours to get it from the warehouse to the trucks to the shelves to get it stocked up in time.
Big shortage of truck drivers right now, actually. A lot of tenured guys that aren't in the field anymore, and there are a lot of companies looking for them right now. So if you're in the food industry and somehow, and you can still travel and all that, maybe look into a CDL.
Yeah, but that takes time. But long story short, he had me jump onto this group, the Colorado Coronavirus Group, and basically help him admin to try and keep information flowing and disinformation stopping, and to kind of help with that stuff. And again, it's specifically for Colorado. And this group, within a few days, grew to a few thousand people, and there was a lot of good information. Well, the story here is not actually about the coronavirus at all, or about the information, or even about this group. The reason why I tell this story is my good friend, after a few days of running this group, about 3 or 4 days,
been up too long, yeah.
became completely overwhelmed. Completely overwhelmed. And had to bow out, and actually it started causing some issues and stuff personally, and he had to bow out, and he ended up giving me the group, which I was not intending, and I didn't want necessarily, and now I'm like the sole proprietor of this freaking group that I didn't intend on having, or even I had no idea that this was going to become a thing, and so now I like run this Colorado coronavirus group, which was not an intention of mine, nor was it a desire of me. I didn't even think about this 4 days ago. It was like just hey, could you help me? And all of a sudden now it's like my thing. So, but the whole point of this conversation, this whole point of this story time is this information should bring about peace because you're getting knowledge, but it can do two things. It can go two different ways. When you get this information, it should bring about knowledge, which brings about peace, which brings about, that confidence that you understand what is going on, and it should bring about this confidence that you don't have to go freak out, run out and buy 1,800 rolls of toilet paper. It should bring about a confidence of understanding what is social distancing, why is it important, how do we do that, how does it transmit, why is everyone saying, wash your hands? Why are they saying that we need this or that?
Which, by God, you should be doing anyways. Yeah. My goodness.
What is reducing the curve? What are all these things that they're talking about? Those things are important to understand and know. But in that quest for knowledge, some people may become overburdened emotionally, psychologically, or mentally, and it could actually cause more harm than good. I think it's important people understand what kind of a person they are and understand whether questing for this information is going to actually cause anxiety or cause, that kind of like those issues, like the anxiety or the depression or the frustration or any of that. So just know that in this time of kind of craziness, we're in an unprecedented time right now where the whole world is kind of like, basically shutting down. This is literally, whether you agree with it, disagree with it, whether you think it's real or fake or whatever, like
whether the threat is more dangerous than the actual virus.
Doesn't matter what you think. Yeah. We're in an unprecedented time. Something that you've never seen before. We may or may not ever see it in the future. It's something unique, and we are definitely in a unique time of our life. You've got to handle it in a healthy, mentally and psychological way that you can handle it for yourself and for your family. You got to remain strong for yourself and your family. And if pursuing information is going to cause you to be like mentally weak or cause you depression, anxiety, or stress, then you got to unplug. You got to unplug. You got to plug into things like, playing games, have a game night, spend time playing Settlers of Catan, even though you can't beat me.
Every time you feel like you want to hop on Facebook to get bad information, I heard that. Every time you want to hop on the internet to get bad misinformation, go hang out with your friends, text a friend, call a loved one instead.
You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. He's beat me. Play some dice. Play some cards. Go out. Go hiking. Go biking. Go on. Go exercise. Just go sit on the back porch. Let's go crank up the fire pit and go hang out and have a glass of scotch and just relax. Like, let's just enjoy each other's company. Don't get so consumed by information and the press and all of that it becomes an anxiety for you. That's the one thing we don't want it to become. And so I speak to this because I see this in other people. They're coming for the information, and some people are coming to the page and it's creating peace in them. They're getting the information. They're going, oh, this is so good. This helps me understand things better.
Before. It's all here now.
And they're hearing these nasty rumors, and then I'm quelling them, and they're going, oh, this makes so much sense. Thank you. I feel better now. I feel this now. And there's mutual aid on that page. There's like people giving away free food and free this and free that. And they're like, oh man, I feel better. Like they're helping my grandma, and they're helping this person, and I'm picking up food here, and I'm getting toilet paper from that person. And so like we're mutually helping each other. So it helps. Then there's other people that it's causing panic and alarm and stress and anxiety. Know how you're reacting to this information and learn when to unplug. That's all I have to say about it. That's my story time. Yep. Know yourself.
One really cool thing, there is a guy locally who has always been a prepper, always been somebody who's, kept mass quantities of things and always purchased them even outside of situations like this.
Yep.
Actually made an announcement where there's a public place that you can meet him if you are elderly or a wife or a woman with kids or whatever, and you need to have certain medications. He'll meet you here to give you that medication that he has stockpiled, and he will give it away for free.
Yep.
He's going to go to a safe location, obviously, not going to tell where he lives or anything like that, but somebody who's actually opening up his supply and his stock, knowing that something like this, where things are flying off the shelves, he's willing to actually help out.
He's the one they call Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
He's the one that make you feel all right.
All right. Yeah.
The one thing I'll say
there
about
there are still good and great people out there.
The one thing I will say about this whole thing is our community before this was fine, but this whole thing within the last 5 days created a different group, which is a community mutual share group, and 10,000 people jumped in, and it has brought our community together in a way I have never seen in my life. And within the last 5 days, we have had people buy hundreds of toilet paper, donate it, and then people going door to door, giving food, giving toilet paper to people that are indigent, that are shut-ins.
Mm-hmm.
The stories upon stories of people
hitting
helping each other.
Again.
Yeah, people hitting blood. Like the overwhelming feel good stories that I'm seeing coming out of that page are absolutely crazy. To see people just really rallying together and helping each other.
Focusing on during.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like the best thing to come out of this ever. Like, I've never seen a community rally together so much in my life. Like, even if whether you think it's a conspiracy theory or not, whether you agree with it or not, like whatever. Like, regardless, like to see the community
it's an
work like
opportunity
this.
in a lot of good
great
ways.
trial comes great opportunity.
Yeah, it's amazing. So if you're out there,
and great growth. Yeah.
know yourself, know your limits, know how much is enough or how much is too much, and be part of the solution, not part of the problem. As always, you guys, Artisan K, thanks for coming on.
Hey, every time.
SureShot, thanks
Glad
for
to be
coming
here
on.
as always.
Anybody that's out there playing Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, you guys keep your gaming on. That's the best thing you guys could be doing right now in this time. And as always, Warrior.
SureShot.
Artisan K.
Out.